Hollie Cooper here at Edinburgh Fringe Festival, talking to Gavin Webster. Thank you very much for talking to Dry Stone Radio.
Well, no, thank you. Thanks for asking.
And how's the kind of festival going so far?
It's been going well. The weather's a bit weird, but it's been going well. I've enjoyed much of it.
Now, I've been inspired by, last time I saw you, is that the Show What You Wrote's recording. So we now have Trivial Pursuit Yourself after the categories of Show What You Wrote. So in front of you, you have a dice to roll a category, and I shall ask you a question of the category that you choose.
Okay. Do you want to get the microphone next to the dice so it sounds genuine? A bit like when they used to do the FA Cup draw in the 70s, you'd hear them rustling in the bag. Okay, here we go. Probably hear that, can't you?
Okay, I can't even tell what colour that is.
That's a triangle,
that looks
red
pink.
triangle.
Okay,
Pink
this
triangle.
is entertainment we've
Pink
got.
triangle.
So,
Normally the gay area in town, isn't it?
is it the pubic corner? So, a therapeutic way that you relax.
A therapeutic way that I relax? Dog walking.
Ah,
it's all right, isn't it?
Very nice. What's your dog called?
My dog's called Bobby.
And breed?
He's a West Highland Terrier.
So is that good exercise, or is he a nice kind of teetering pace?
He's a teetering pace, and it's just gets the cobwebs blown out in the morning. I always do the same route round the streets, so he must be bored with the walk that I take him on. And I'm not a very disciplined dog walker, and the fact that he's got a flexi lead and he goes all over the place. And my other half, me missus, goes mad about that because she's got him on a tight rein, like a la Barbara Woodhouse, you know. Keel at the lights and everything, but I'm just a bit casual because that's my time in the morning.
Yeah, the dog is his space, you give him the space.
It's mine's the hippie walk and hers is the sort of disciplined...
regimented.
Yeah, regimented, Royal Marines walk.
Would you like to throw the dice again, see what comes up on
certainly.
Trivial Pursuit Yourself?
Let's hear. That is...
Now, some categories are slightly heavier than others. Okay, so your best sporting moment from childhood?
The best sporting moment from childhood? When Archie Gemmell scored for Scotland against Holland in the 1978 World Cup. It was the first World Cup I ever got interested in. I was 8, I think it was 78, so I'd be 8 going on 9. And my dad, who's no longer with us, was a Scotsman, and he said... I got interested in football the season before, Newcastle United, and they just got relegated. And my dad says, well, don't worry about it, son. The World Cup's coming up and Scotland are in it. And Scotland did disastrously badly, and it's been a shape of things to come. But this one great moment they had, you can have a look at it on YouTube. Archie Gemmell, who wasn't renowned for being a great player, took 3 of the Dutch players on and curled it round past the goalkeeper. Still the greatest goal I think I've ever seen. There you go.
That's quite similar to my first memory of when Gaza got that goal, where he kind of knocked it up.
Euro
I think it was
96.
against Scotland.
That was against Scotland, that's right.
That was my first memory of
Was it, really?
football. Yeah.
That was a great goal as well, yeah. It was one of them iconic moments.
Are you a fan of Gaza? He's from your neck of the woods.
He is, yeah. I've got his autograph, was it once or twice, back in the day, but I don't know him, but I'm a fan of him as a player. I don't know him.
Okay. So shall we have one more roll of the dice for luck, see what you find?
Okay.
Yellow. This is history. If you could have lived in a different time period, which would it have been and why? Sounds like a blind date question, that.
It does, and it's how long is a piece of string, isn't it? You could have said, just a few years before. I could have been born in 64 instead of 69. That would have been quite good. No, a different time period altogether. Let's go for this. Well, you'd have to go to an extreme, wouldn't you? You couldn't. I'm not that keen on the sort of Hanoverian or Victorian period because it's still a little bit similar to this. You'd have to go all the way back, wouldn't you? I would say it would be great being in ancient Britain during the Roman occupation in some sort of vigilante role. Mm-hmm. Being in some sort of resistant army, like with Boadicea at the helm. Okay. When you think about it, talk about sexism and things. She was a woman leading a man's army, wasn't she? Back in the day. In a man's world, yeah, exactly.
In a woman's toga.
In a woman's toga. Was she wearing a toga? She'd probably object to togas because that was what the other lot were wearing, weren't they? She'd deliberately not dress in a toga.
No. You're completely past me now in history. I was never good at history. Were you good at history at school?
No, I don't think so, but I've just bluffed that. I could guess it.
You bluffed over me anyway.
Yeah. Oh, well, I could have got away with it if I stuck to my guns.
Well, I've enjoyed Trivial Pursuit yourself so far, so we'll go to proper questions now. Tell us about, you briefly talked about the show at the station when we spoke on the phone, but tell us about kind of how's it going and explain the show to anyone who's not seen it.
Well, the show is called a controversial title in order to sell tickets, which has had partial success. Sometimes it's been full, but then other days it's been not so full. So it is, as I say, there's been a partial success on that, and it is. I don't want to give too much away, but it's a show about how people use extreme measures in order to try and get people into their shows.
Good, I like it. Nice and concise. And what survival tips have you got? You've done the Fringe a few times now. Yes. Survival tips.
Survival tips. You've got to do the late nights and the letting the hair down towards the end. Don't do that at the beginning. I think that's a big one. Walk everywhere. Do walk everywhere. And have a look to see what other shows you might want to see, and then go and see them later. Apart from that, I don't know whether I'm qualified to give great survival tips because, I'm just like the many. I make mistakes like everybody else. So maybe if you ask me this in 20 years, maybe I might say, God, I had the cheek to talk about survival tips back in 2014, and I did not have a clue.
Well, maybe that's another survival tip, to make mistakes and learn from them.
Perhaps, yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Gavin Webster, thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Thanks.